If there is one word that really sticks in my mind after watching Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead's first episode, it is this: impact. Anime of the summer 2023 season. Now, I may be getting ahead of myself here by saying that, but in comparison to all the other debuts that have occurred over the last week and a bit, nothing made quite the impact that Zom 100 has. Of anime this season that are more than going to keep me entertained. However, when it comes to which of the bunch I'm going to be the most hyped about, god damn, you know it's going to be this one. Now, zombie apocalypse anime has of course been done before. We've had some absolute bangers tackle the zombie theme and from different angles. I'm talking High School of the Dead, School Live, Zombieland Saga, Is This a Zombie, and so on. At the same time, we have also Dane. Zom 100, however, has already stamped its mark as being a really great zombie anime. One that definitely has its own take on the genre, and I could not be more excited about it. Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of myself after just one episode, but it really was that good. I was hooked from the very beginning, and if I were to just score it on just being an episode 1 regardless of genre, I would still say it's probably one of the best sense of humor and horror. The animation was top notch with vibrant colors and fluid movements. Honestly, some of the sequences in this were mesmerizing. The zombies in the show are, instead, it focuses on the characters and their relationships, making the audience care about their fates, and if you know me, you know I love good storytelling. The story centers around Akira Tendo, a guy who, after 3 years of working for a dark, like one huge letdown, his life completely changes when the zombie apocalypse strikes Japan. As he is surrounded by swarms of ravenous zombies, Akira has an epiphany that will change his life forever. Armed with a bucket list of 100 fullest in the new zombie-infested world. Like what you hear so far? Well, consider hitting that like button for me, as it really helps me out. And if you want more videos such as this, hit the subscribe button and more subscribers than I'm on now. Let's reach that together. Arigato. Now, one of the things that Zom 100 did so well in its first episode was not only setting up its premise to us perfectly, but also setting up its main character really well. What's awesome about Akira is how relatable a protagonist he is, and in a genre such as this, his character is a crucial role that the show needed to get right. And of course they did. I honestly feel like we went on a real becomes confined to his desk and he's prevented from leaving by Team Mills, and his ideal job turns out to be something that is actually killing him. Akira is empty, a zombie long before the zombie apocalypse ever occurred. He is trapped within this endless, hellish route of go to work, put in extra hours, and perhaps return in 2 days, if he's lucky. Over the years, we see him stuck between the promise of paid time off, but also driven to compete with his co-workers to see who can make it over the mark of 200 hours of straight work. Slowly but surely, the episode is showing us a broken individual here. So what makes Akira such a relevant character is that his situation, his job is just so scarily similar to the toxic and abusive workplaces that some of us have unfortunately suffered. Of course, even if it's not as extreme as here, we can still relate to what he's feeling. Akira had a really powerful moment in the episode where he thinks about killing himself just so that he wouldn't have to go to work the next day. Akira's disassociation and powerlessness is executed so very well here due to the anime's use of black and white. We also hear a television in the background of his apartment talking about being so miserable that you're motivated to commit suicide. It's really deep because of work. Anything really, then please reach out to somebody. I know it's preachy and the last thing you want to hear, but it really does matter. You matter, and believe me, there is life on the other side of it, so just reach out. Now, this use of black and white, the whole tone, vibe, and overall animation of this show were just incredible. One of the standout moments of the episode was the realization that the world had been overrun by zombies. So Akira is late in paying his bike spot at his apartment due to just how drained he is, but he decides to go and pay it before heading out to work. As he gets to the apartment owner's door, he sees his landlord munching on a woman. Akira, of course, panics, and he is also the zombie's next target. Moment happens, however, as Akira continues to run from the zombies chasing him when he reaches the top of the apartment building. Here we see a plane falling from the sky. Everything is happening in slow motion and the sound design is toned right down. It's here that Akira realizes that the world being overrun with zombies means that he no longer has to go to work. This is done in such an amazing way, as the black and white tones turn of just how Akira views the world, and the shift in tone was just a really cool way of showcasing that. Akira lets out a huge scream of pure delight, and we get this really sick, kind of fast-paced sequence of Akira running through the city from the zombies, but as a man whose life has completely changed and for the better. There was a moment as he was running down a hallway and he just lets out this huge shout that he's just so happy to finally have a day off from work. That moment just really hit me. Like, whether you love your job or not, there's just something so very special about a day off, and that moment really captured it perfectly for me. I've worked a lot of retail jobs before becoming lucky enough to do what I do now full time, and I just really relate to what Akira felt here. It's like the way that he had the world's biggest grin with his arms spread out wide, symbolizing sweet freedom. Of course, he has a huge horde of zombies behind him as he screamed his line with an essence of never having felt so alive. I just vibed with it. It was fucking perfect. I just feel like many of us are Akira in this frame, and the horde of zombies behind for me represent like the customers and the workplace and whatnot. And Akira is me or you running out of the workplace with such delight to our precious, most wonderful day off. So good, man. So good. But yeah, the whole transition in this segment was just done so well. The change from the shell of a being Akira had become enslaved to into a person who has finally found his freedom in the world. It was just done so perfectly. It was just filled with life and high energy that you couldn't help but feel full of life yourself watching it. The world was crumbling into this zombie decay, yet it had never looked so alive. Well, from the perspective of this show anyway. Another aspect I really loved about this was the balance of humor and horror. Zom 100 looks to be a show that doesn't take itself too seriously. There are plenty of comedic moments that had us laughing out loud, like his resignation from his job literally killed me. However, the show also knows when to be serious and deliver not only some truly terrifying moments, but also some really emotional moments too. Otery, if you know what I'm saying. The first episode is a very, very promising start to the series, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. If you're a fan of zombie shows or just looking for something new and exciting to watch, then Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead is definitely worth checking out. And while you wait for that next video to drop, why not check out this video where I talk about all the new anime you cannot afford to miss this summer anime season. But guys, that's it from me. I'll see you soon. Take care till then. Peace, peace.